Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's video. Going to have a look at the weather for 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 15th of December. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And that will get us more or less to the end of December. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just say that first. The video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've also released the EC extended European outlook, so please check out those two vids if you'd like to do that. Like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Got a 12th Christmas update coming up for you this evening. The 12th installment of Christmas Countdown is on the way, and you'll be able to watch that this evening. I'm running very late afternoon. Busy time of year this, isn't it, with Christmas stuff that. So I'm going to rattle through this video as quickly as I can. Okay, so centering temperature is now sitting at 1.3, which is 3.2 degrees below 61 desired average. That's visual to yesterday, to the 4th of December. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Reading. We're starting off below average with the upper air temperature at the moment. Still quite chilly, but the upper air temperature will be lifting up through the middle and second half of the week, though, becoming milder. And then into the weekend and the beginning of next week, it looks like things could begin a little bit cooler again. But we have got a lot of scatter within that. So, of course, we've got relatively mild ensemble members up here, which does include the latest GFS 6 operational run. But then again, we can't discount these colder ensemble members down here either. Oh, I think we're getting to the second half of December. It looks like it's up for grabs, really. A lot more precipitation to come, a lot more wet weather on the way. We've got a drier slot for tomorrow, but then the rainfall will be coming back through the middle, through the second half of the week, through the weekend, and into next week as well. Things will go drier into the middle part of December, and then maybe more unsettled again, running up towards Christmas. Again, that is a long way out, though. Temperature anomalies from the 5th to 13th of December, a little bit below average in all, above average for England, Wales, and also for Ireland. And precipitation anomalies from the 5th to 13th of December, so a bit wetter than average for western regions, near normal elsewhere, driving average in the far north of Scotland. The latest Windflow Map from earthnullschool.net shows up with between areas of low pressure. Got one low just there, and got more low pressure in the Atlantic. These low pressures in the Atlantic will be on their way through the second half of the coming week. And the latest UK Met Euro run shows that up very nicely. Midnight on Friday, deep low pressure rest of Ireland, wet and windy on Friday, and the unsettled weather carries on into weekend as well. Wind will be coming from the southwest, so looks pretty mild, but further spells of rain to come with these areas of low pressure. Icon, again, the deep area of low pressure just to the west of the country, wet and windy on Friday. That low pressure clears out of the way, get a little bit of window of dry weather into the beginning of Saturday, but not for long. The next low is pushing through by the end of Saturday and into Sunday, and then into the beginning of next week. Again, Icon just keeps this onslaught type pattern going. No, the onslaught is back in business, everybody. The Atlantic onslaught returns again. The GFS midnight run, again, with deep low pressure over and to the west of the country. That will be bringing lots of wet and windy weather in with it into the weekend. Again, further spells of rain coming up from the southwest, wet weather looking likely then, and into the middle of next week, while low pressure then pushes through and winds turning to a cooler or a colder northwesterly. As you head up toward daytime, got a little bit of a ridge down in the south. That's building up through the country. So maybe something drier through the second half of next week. Could be a little bit on the cool side, though. And then we move on into the second half of December, and we're looking pretty flat here. Low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, so all looking rather westerly, rather zonal there as you head up towards the end of the GFS run, which gets us 21st of December. It just looks flat as a pancake, really. High pressure from Azores or Spain, and low pressure up towards Iceland. The GFS 6 again, bringing air of low pressure in from off the Atlantic on Friday, over weekend, into next week. Again, just looks very unsettled, with more areas of low pressure crashing through from off the Atlantic. A little bit of a window of dry weather there, That's Thursday, so ridge from the southwest and building over Scandinavia. Try and turn being drier and colder there into build next week, but it doesn't last. But next low sort of flattens back off, and we head up towards and beyond day 10 with high pressure to south, low pressure up to the north. That's how we finish up with GFS 6. Again, deep low pressure between Iceland and Scandinavia, low pressure in Atlantic, bringing quite a strong westerly flow across the country. Maybe hinting that could go a little bit northerly just after that. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this or that video. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. GM, again, with deep low pressure over and to west of the country on Friday. More low pressure sweeping in from off the Atlantic into the weekend as well. So the unsettled weather goes on. Heading into the middle of next week, turns a little bit colder then, with winds turning into a cooler or a colder northerly, and then we're back into westerlies again for the second half of next week, all looking very Atlantic driven. At times there with some dry weather into the south and the slight transit ridges, but the north and west continuing to look really unsettled. And then the east again with deep low pressure driving in from off the Atlantic. That's been lots of wet, windy weather in with it through the weekend into the beginning of next week. Further areas of low pressure pushing in from off the Atlantic and heading on up towards day 10. Well, middle of next week turns a little bit drier and colder with this ridge trying to build up towards Scandinavia, but there's too much low pressure, too much energy in the Atlantic to allow that, I think. Although our raw model output by day 10, the ECM perhaps has a slightly stronger ridge from the Azores up towards Scandinavia. So perhaps just fending off the areas of low pressure in the Atlantic a little bit. So a little bit drier and colder there for the second half of next week. But essentially, it is still an Atlantic-driven pattern. And I think that this ridge here over Scandinavia and this ridge attempt, with all of this low pressure up here in the North Atlantic, would be doomed to be flattened off. But I think out of all the model output by day 10, the ECM is perhaps the most interesting from a colder perspective. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from Meteo.com. So we have got a window dry weather tonight and tomorrow, but by the end of tomorrow, more wet weather pushing into the west. That pushes eastwards through Thursday. Very wet day on Thursday. Some of that rain could turn to snow across the northern half of the country, and then further areas of low pressure with further bands of rain pushing through, coming and going continuously all the way up to about day 9 and 10, and then we get the break in something drier but a little bit colder. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today for day 10. That's the 15th of December from the from ECM.int actually again today. 12 members of the ECM Ensemble still with low pressure in off the Atlantic, so still looking very unsettled with that. And we've got 21 again, low pressure dominating from the Atlantic into West Europe. There's a bit of high pressure to the north though, so that's trying to bring in something a little bit colder from the east with that one. And then this of course is going to be the operational run. There's 18 members of the ECM Ensembles going with this one. High pressure ridging up from the southwest to the northeast, so obviously that's the driest but potentially coolest option. However, if we put the 21 there together with the 12 here, looks like we've got a majority in favour of unsettled weather, really, for the ECM Ensembles. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got, and it will get us to the 20th of December, running up towards Christmas course. 14 members of the ECM Ensembles, high pressure ridging up to the south, 2 northern blocking to the north. So that is drier, could be a little bit on the cold side. We've got 11 here with high pressure from the southwest up to the northeast. That could be bringing in a wind from a cold northeast. These direction, that's quite interesting. 5 days before Christmas. This one also looks quite interesting as well. 10 members of the ECM Ensembles with blocking in the Atlantic up towards Iceland, Greenland, and over towards Scandinavia. Low pressure over France, Spain, Portugal. Winds coming in from a cold easterly direction. They've got 9 keeping the deluge going, so low pressure still in from off the Atlantic. Could be a little bit on the cool side with that, maybe a little bit of cold snap potential. And then finally, we've got 7 here with high pressure to our west going up towards Greenland, Iceland. So that can be mostly dry, but could be a little bit on the cool or cold side under that area of high pressure. CFS V2, so a range of options, but I have to say, going through them, at 2 weeks out, the majority used to be unsettled. But 10 days, I should say, out, the majority option is to be unsettled. But in 2 weeks' time, I think going through those options, the majority really is towards drier and colder weather. 5 days before Christmas. Da, da, da. So, hold on, everybody. Things could be about to get interesting as we start running up towards the Christmas period. And talking of Christmas, we will be doing the 12th Christmas update for you tonight, of course, as I said at the start of the video. Right, CFS V2 finally beats a 500 millibar high time to break down into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 5th to the 11th of December. So the next week looks unsettled with low pressure in from off the Atlantic, plenty of unsettled weather to come. Week 2 will be the 12th to the 18th of December. Again, low pressure is out to the west, high pressure is to the southwest. Winds are coming up from a southwesterly direction. So that looks unsettled, but also mild, potentially very mild. Week 3 will be the 19th December to Christmas Day. So high pressure's trying to get going over Scandinavia then, but the ridge is sort of extending down through the west of Europe. So we are drier there. And the temperature is touch and go really bad. Probably mild from the south, but it wouldn't take that much to be bringing in some quite cold air from the continent. And then week 4 I should say, be the 26th December to the 1st of January. Actually, that's New Year's Day today with CFS, and low pressure is back in control, so back to mild and unsettled weather again for the new year. Not much interest there from a cold perspective for the next 4 weeks, but of course it's CFS. Can't forecast though, can forecast southwesterlies, so we shall see. Okay, we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Make sure you show everybody doing out. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this or about video. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And yeah, it's amazing. It's incredible. Thank you so much, everyone. Right, so we'll end the video there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And we'll be back a little bit later on with the 12th Christmas update. So I shall see you later for that one. But for this one, just so comments right down 6 AM UK weather forecast. There'll be the Strat Watch as well. We'll be looking at the stratosphere, and we'll be live at 6 PM with our 10 to 14 day tomorrow. So you enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon / evening though. And for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.